Today's tip is about how do you reassure your loved one after they move into a community. Hi, it's me, Linda Burhans, the gal who cares for the caregivers with love, laughter, and lessons learned. You know, many times it can be difficult when your loved one moves into a community for them and for you. Today we have my friend Rick in Corvia, and he's going to let us know how he handles it, because I think he does a really fine job.
These Tuesday tips are for those of you with loved ones in memory care facilities. First, get your head in the game before you walk in the door. Put away your cell phones and prepare to engage. Most, if not all, the residents aren't going to know your name, but they will be looking at you to assess, if you're a friendly face or a threat. Put on a smile. Give them a friendly wave of recognition. When I see my mother, she gets my best "Hi, Mom," sometimes just to let her know that I'm her son. Boy, am I glad to see you. I always try to be upbeat about the facility. If there's ever an issue, I take it up with the staff and not in front of Mom. Be ready for the standard questions. For me, it's, how did I end up here? My answer might be, just lucky, I guess, or good planning by you and Dad. Sometimes I elaborate. You and Dad planned this years ago so you could still have independence without worrying about cooking or cleaning. It's kind of like being on a cruise. Thinking she had something to do with the decision is comforting to her, even if she didn't. Where is Dad? That often gets asked. I always give the same answer. Well, originally, you both planned on living here, but by the time this place was finished and all the brand new stuff put in, Dad had passed. And since it was prepaid for 2 years, you decided to keep the room. Again, reminding her that she was involved in the decision. And I always say things are paid for because it's just something she worries about all the time. What am I supposed to be doing? I remind her again, it's like being on a cruise, Mom. You're asked to show up for the meals since they're paid for and being cooked just for you. But other than the meals, you're just supposed to relax and enjoy all the free entertainment. Free, free, free. I gotta always say free or she freaks out about money. How will I know where to go? And I just assure her that somebody will knock on your door and ask you if you want to join a group for bingo or cards or music. If you're feeling social, join them. If you feel like staying in your room and reading a book, that's okay too. I let her know the staff here is so helpful. Sometimes we just sit in the lounge area and silently color. On one of those quiet coloring days, she asked me, "How do we know each other?" That was a first. I kept coloring and calmly stated, "Well, you had my brothers Joe and Tom, and then Bill and Bob, and then my sister Jean, and then I was born. I'm pretty sure I'm your favorite child." I lift my head up and smile, and we continue to color in silence. There's no need for the, "Don't you remember me? I'm your son." And you always want to avoid questions like, what did you have for breakfast? Or what did you do all day? They're not likely to remember, and this will just frustrate them. For me, saying goodbye is the hardest part. I always get, "Wait, you can't leave?" Or, "Why aren't I going with you?" Or, "I don't know anybody here." Sometimes I just say that I have to go home and let the dogs out. I'll be back. Other times, I'll tell her she likes to take a nap after meals, and I'm not going to watch you sleep. Enjoy a nap, and I'll see you in a few hours. It's not easy, but you quickly learn what subjects to avoid. Have patience. This can be a nightmare to them, always worrying about their biggest fears. Do your best to make every visit special. You never know which one will be your last. Again, thanks, Linda.
Thanks, Rick. You're spot on as always. I think if we just slow down and really take their feelings to heart, it'll help us with our feelings too. Tune in next week for another tip sponsored by Arden Courts, where all they do is memory care, and have a delicious day.